Have you ever been asked a question that felt harmless on the surface, but somewhere deep inside, something whispered that something was off? The tone was soft, the smile was kind, yet the instant you replied, you sensed you had stepped into a trap, a game where no matter what you said, you could never truly win. This is not coincidence. It is design. It is the art of the liar, not the clumsy liar who tells obvious falsehoods, but the skilled manipulator who lies not only with words, but with questions. Their genius is subtlety. They twist language itself into a weapon. They do not stab outright. They invite you to lower your guard, to question yourself, to apologize for things you never did. And once you begin doubting your own perception, they have already won. The ancients knew this danger well. The Stoic philosophers, Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, all warned that deceit rarely comes charging in openly. It enters quietly, planting seeds of doubt in the soil of your own mind. The liar knows they cannot defeat you directly, so they trick you into defeating yourself. And though 2,000 years have passed since Rome, the strategy has not changed. It has only evolved to fit modern voices and digital masks. What was once whispered in private now spreads through screens, social networks, and boardrooms. Yet the remedy remains the same, the calm clarity of Stoic awareness. Today we'll look deeply at 5 of the most dangerous questions liars use to manipulate and control, and more importantly, how Stoic wisdom teaches us to see through them with composure and strength. Because once you learn to recognize these traps, you are no longer a pawn in someone else's game. You become the player, calm, observant, untouchable. Question 1. Why are you being so sensitive? At first glance, this sounds innocent, maybe even caring. But beneath the surface lies accusation disguised as empathy. When someone says, "Why are you being so sensitive?" they are not asking, they are attacking. The implication is clear. You are the problem. They want to rewrite reality so that your awareness becomes your weakness. Think of the gaslighter, the friend, partner, or co-worker who, when confronted with something wrong, laughs it off. "Oh, come on, you're overreacting." What they're really doing is undermining your perception, because awareness is your shield. The more they can make you doubt your instincts, the easier you are to control. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Manipulators know this truth and exploit it. They plant small doubts until you begin imagining your own fault in their wrongdoing. Yet sensitivity, far from being a flaw, is often your early warning system. The person who feels deeply often sees danger before others notice it. A sharp-eyed accountant who spots irregular numbers might be mocked as paranoid until the fraud emerges. A spouse who senses emotional distance might be dismissed as dramatic until the truth surfaces. So what would a Stoic do? Marcus Aurelius taught, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change, for I seek the truth, not victory." In other words, genuine people welcome awareness. Only those with something to hide fear it. The next time someone says, "You're being too sensitive," don't argue. Don't apologize. Simply reply, "I'm not being sensitive. I'm being observant." Does that make you uncomfortable? That single sentence cuts through illusion like a blade. Question 2. You trust me, right? This is a manipulator's softest weapon, and perhaps the most dangerous. It sounds sweet, intimate, almost loving. But anytime someone must ask for trust instead of earning it, you should feel the alarm bells. A trustworthy person never needs to demand belief. Their consistency proves it. Day after day, their behavior builds a record stronger than words. But the liar reverses the process. By asking, "You trust me, right?" they attempt to guilt you into surrendering your judgment. What they truly mean is, stop thinking, stop questioning, hand me control. Epictetus warned, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." When you stop questioning, you stop learning. And liars thrive in that blindness. They want you to feel guilty for wanting evidence, as if reason were betrayal. But caution is not betrayal. Caution is intelligence. Think of the co-worker who hides data yet insists, "Trust me." Or the partner who guards their phone, yet asks the same question with a wounded face. They are not nurturing trust. They are enforcing obedience. Blind trust is a soil in which deceit takes root. A Stoic response requires composure. Apatheia, freedom from destructive emotion. When someone demands your trust, you breathe, pause, and answer calmly. Trust is earned through consistency. Are you asking me to ignore my judgment? That single question restores balance. Honest people will respect it. Liars will recoil. Remember, to a Stoic, trust is not a prize to be begged for. It is a fortress built stone by stone, guarded by reason and time. Question 3. Are you accusing me of something? This one is clever, a verbal sleight of hand. You bring up concern, and instead of addressing it, they flip the frame and make you the aggressor. Suddenly, you are the one defending yourself. They say it with outrage, as if you committed a crime by asking a question. In that moment, they shift the spotlight. Your attempt to seek truth becomes an act of cruelty. You scramble to clarify. No, I wasn't accusing. I was just asking. And just like that, you have surrendered your ground. Marcus Aurelius advised, the best answer to anger is silence. Silence does not mean weakness. It means refusing to engage in the liar's theater. When faced with, are you accusing me of something? Remain silent for a heartbeat. Let the air grow heavy. Then with calm authority say, should I be? That short question turns the power dynamic upside down. You are no longer defending. You are observing. Liars expect panic, not poise. Their shield shatters under stillness. Consider the workplace. A manager accused of misusing funds suddenly snaps. Are you accusing me of stealing? Or in a relationship, are you accusing me of cheating? In both, the intention is the same, to make you retreat. But the Stoic refuses to retreat because he understands that truth does not need volume. It only needs presence. The one who asks, are you accusing me? Often reveals far more than they intend. Question 4. Would I ever lie to you? Now the manipulation becomes emotional theater. This line sounds innocent, even tender. The liar's eyes soften, their voice cracks, as if your doubt has wounded them. But do not be deceived. The performance is not about truth. It's about guilt. Would I ever lie to you is not a question. It's a script. Its purpose is to paint you as cruel for doubting. If they can make you feel guilty, you'll stop asking questions. You'll silence your instincts. But Stoicism teaches that truth is never insulted by inspection. Seneca said, if it is not true, do not say it. If it is not right, do not do it. The person who lives by truth does not fear scrutiny. They do not need to dramatize innocence. They simply continue acting with integrity. Think of the partner who hides messages, yet says, would I ever lie to you? Or the friend who breaks promises, then asks the same question to shame you into silence. The more emotional their plea, the less stable their honesty. So how does the Stoic respond? With precision. When confronted with his question, do not rush to comfort. Do not explain. Simply reply, that's not the question. The real question is, would I know if you did? In that instant, the fog clears. The liar's illusion depends on your confusion. Your clarity ends it. The truth never trembles under examination. Only deception fears the light. Question 5. Can we just move on? This is a manipulator's final refuge, the plea of exhaustion. When denial and distraction fail, they try to wear you down. Can we just move on? Sounds peaceful, like a call for closure. But look closer. It is not peace they want, it is escape. What they really mean is, I don't want to face the consequences. I just need you too tired to keep asking. And that is how lies survive. Not because the liar is smarter, but because the truth seeker grows weary. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Notice, he never said, unless it's uncomfortable. Truth has no expiration date. It does not vanish because someone wants to move on. Consider the company caught in corruption, whose leaders plead, let's not dwell on the past. Or the unfaithful partner who says, why keep bringing up? In both, the motive is not healing but suppression. The Stoic, however, does not rage. He does not argue endlessly. He simply stands firm and says, I'll move on when I understand what happened, not before. That is composure anchored in principle. The liar cannot manipulate someone who refuses to rush toward false peace. The Stoics shield against manipulation. Liars thrive not on truth, but on emotion. They win when you react. They push guilt, shame, and exhaustion like buttons on a machine. They know that if they can make you feel wrong for asking questions, they can control your reality. This is why Stoicism is the perfect antidote, because it teaches you to separate what you control from what you don't. Epictetus put it simply: some things are in our control, others are not. The opinions, emotions, and reactions of others, not yours to carry. Your reason, your awareness, your integrity, those are, when they say you're too sensitive, remember, awareness is strength. When they guilt you for doubting, remember, asking for truth is not betrayal. When they try to exhaust you into silence, remember, time itself is neutral. Truth waits patiently. The Stoic does not fight emotion with emotion. He fights illusion with observation. He stands in chaos the way a mountain stands in wind, still, grounded, and unshaken. The manipulator's storm can rage, but it cannot move the rock that refuses to engage. Imagine yourself standing in that storm, words flying, accusations swirling, the pressure to submit building. Yet your breathing remains steady. Your mind watches each word pass like clouds across a vast sky. You see the tactic, name it silently, and let it dissolve. That is freedom. That is power. Conclusion: the unshakable mind. Now you know the 5 questions liars use to twist truth and claim control. Each question is a chess move, carefully designed to provoke emotion and shift the frame. But now you see the board. You know the moves. You are no longer a pawn. You are the player. The Stoic does not seek revenge or domination. He seeks clarity. He knows that true power is calm awareness. Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius all shared one insight. The person who sees clearly cannot be controlled. He cannot be manipulated because he knows where his mind begins and where another's deceit ends. So remember this: you are not cruel for having standards. You are not unkind for asking questions. You are not weak for feeling deeply. You are awake, and in a world built on illusion, the awake are feared. Choose clarity. Choose truth. Choose reason over reaction. Walk as a Stoic warrior, calm, observant, and unshakable. And when someone tries to twist your mind with a smile and a question, you will not stumble. You will see through the mask and remain still as stone. Because the one thing a liar cannot control is a mind that refuses to be moved.